happens when a luxury car brand from China decides it's done playing catch-up and starts aiming directly at the kings of the premium world? Well, this is the result, the 2027 BYD Denza Z9. And honestly, this thing is not coming quietly. It's arriving with power, futuristic technology, and enough luxury to make brands like BMW, Mercedes, and even Tesla seriously nervous. The crazy part. This might actually be one of the boldest luxury EVs we've seen in years. First time you look at the Z9, it immediately feels expensive. Not just modern, not just futuristic, but genuinely premium in a way that grabs your attention instantly. This is the kind of car that turns heads even in traffic filled with luxury sedans. You can tell right away BYD wanted this car to have serious road presence, and they absolutely nailed it. Now let's move toward the back side of the car, because this is where the Z9 starts looking almost like a futuristic concept vehicle that somehow escaped onto public roads. The rear design is incredibly clean and high-tech. There's a full-width LED light bar stretching across the entire back, giving it that modern luxury EV signature we usually expect from cars costing way more. At night, this thing probably looks absolutely insane on the highway. And what makes it even cooler is the way the rear design blends sportiness with elegance. Some EVs try too hard to look futuristic and end up looking messy, or the Z9 avoids that completely. The rear bumper is smooth and refined, while the lighting elements give it a dramatic, premium appearance. Especially on the Z9 GT version, the shooting brake styling makes this car look like something between a futuristic concept wagon. Seriously, imagine pulling up somewhere in this thing. Would people even recognize it's a BYD product at first glance? Or would they assume it's some new European luxury flagship? Let me know in the comments because honestly, the design language here feels way beyond what most people expect from Chinese luxury brands. Now moving over to the left side profile, and this might actually be one of the strongest angles of the entire car. The proportions are incredibly well balanced. Long wheelbase, sleek roofline, muscular shoulders, and those flush door handles all combine to give it that executive luxury sedan look. You can definitely see hints of European inspiration in the styling, especially knowing the car was influenced by designers who previously worked with brands like it. The aerodynamic shape also plays a huge role here. Everything flows smoothly from front to rear, helping the car cut through the air efficiently while still looking aggressive. And unlike some electric sedans that feel awkward because they're trying too hard to be different, the Z9 feels natural and mature. It doesn't scream for attention, it quietly demands it. Large premium wheels completely transform the side stance too. Depending on the trim, you get these massive sporty alloys that fill the arches perfectly, making the car look planted and powerful. And because the body sits low and wide, the Z9 has that expensive Grand Touring vibe similar to cars like the Lucid Air or the Mercedes EQS. Now here's something interesting. If you had the money, would you pick this over a traditional German luxury sedan? Or would the badge still matter more to you than the technology and performance? I genuinely think a lot of buyers are going to struggle with that decision after seeing what this car offers. Moving around to the right side, you start noticing even more details that make the Z9 feel properly world-class. The panel gaps look tight, the surfaces are sculpted beautifully, and the body lines are subtle instead of overly dramatic. That's actually a very smart move because it gives the car a timeless appearance instead of looking trendy for just a couple of years. The ultra-slim LED headlights look incredible from this angle too. They give the front section a sharp, almost predatory look without becoming aggressive in a cheap way. Below them, the sporty lower bumper adds just enough character to remind you this isn't only a luxury cruiser, it's also insanely fast. And speaking of fast, wait until you hear the numbers, because this thing is absolutely ridiculous for a full-size luxury sedan. But before that, let's step inside because this interior is where the Z9 really starts showing its ambitions. The cabin feels like BYD looked at every luxury brand in the world and decided they wanted to compete with all of them at once. The dashboard design is clean, modern, and loaded with technology, but thankfully it still feels luxurious instead of looking like a giant tablet glued to a wall. You've got a massive infotainment display, a fully digital instrument cluster, advanced voice controls, and BYD's smart cockpit system running everything smoothly. The materials are also seriously impressive. Soft touch surfaces are everywhere, premium Nappa leather covers the seats, and metallic accents give the cabin that high-end executive feel. Even the ambient lighting setup looks elegant instead of flashy. Honestly, some modern luxury interiors have become too, almost cold and empty. The Z9 avoids that problem. It still feels warm, comfortable, and premium while keeping all the futuristic technology buyers expect from a flagship EV. Now let's talk about rear seat comfort because this is where the car becomes seriously VIP focused. Rear passengers get reclining seats, massage functions, massive legroom, and even built-in refrigerator compartments. Yes, actual refrigerators in both the front and rear sections. That's the kind of feature you normally expect in ultra-luxury sedans costing a fortune. Imagine sitting in traffic while your drinks stay cold in the back seat, getting a massage, surrounded by soft ambient lighting, while the car silently glides forward. That's the experience it's trying to create here. And honestly, do you think luxury buyers care more about brand heritage these days, or do features like this matter more now? Because younger buyers especially seem far more interested in technology and comfort than old-school prestige. Now let's get into the engine and performance side of things, although calling it just an engine feels unfair, because the technology underneath this car is absolutely wild. The fully electric version of the Z9 uses a triple-motor all-wheel drive setup producing around 950 horsepower. Yes, nearly 1,000 horsepower in a luxury sedan. That's territory. We're talking about performance levels that can embarrass sports cars costing much more. And because of that insane power output, the Z9 can launch from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in roughly 3.4 seconds. That is unbelievably quick for something this large and luxurious. This is basically limousine comfort mixed with acceleration. There's also a plug-in hybrid version combining a turbocharged 2-liter engine with 3 electric motors. That setup still produces massive power while offering extra driving range and flexibility for long-distance travel. But the real magic isn't only straight-line speed. The Z9 also comes with advanced rear-wheel steering technology that allows the rear wheels to move independently. That means the car can perform incredibly tight turns, advanced parking maneuvers, and even crabwalk-style movements that honestly look like science fiction. Watching a luxury sedan this large maneuver like a compact car is genuinely mind-blowing. And according to early impressions, the handling remains surprisingly composed despite the size and weight. Then there's the battery technology. The EV version uses BYD's advanced blade battery system, with around 630 kilometers of range under CLTC testing. Some updated versions are reportedly pushing beyond 1,000 kilometers in China, depending on battery configuration. Now, obviously, real-world numbers will vary, but even if the actual range is lower, those are still extremely competitive figures. Combine that with ultra-fast charging capability, and suddenly, the Z9 starts looking like a genuine alternative to cars from or Mercedes. Now let's talk price, because this is where things become very interesting. While exact global pricing will vary depending on the market, the Z9 is expected to undercut many European rivals while offering similar, and in some cases even better, technology and performance. That could completely shake up the luxury EV segment. Imagine getting nearly 950 horsepower, ultra-premium interior quality, futuristic driving tech, and flagship comfort for significantly less money than a traditional German luxury EV. That's exactly why this car matters so much. The biggest challenge for probably won't be technology or performance. It'll be convincing buyers that a Chinese luxury brand deserves a place beside long-established names. But honestly, cars like this are making that argument much easier. At the end of the day, the 2027 BYD Denza Z9 doesn't feel like a copy anymore. It feels like its own statement. It's bold, luxurious, insanely powerful, and packed with technology that genuinely pushes the segment forward. This is BYD trying to catch up anymore. This is BYD showing the world what the future of luxury EVs could actually look like. And I have to say, if brands like BMW, Mercedes, and Tesla weren't paying attention before, they definitely are now. So what do you think about the Z9? Would you actually buy this over a German luxury sedan if the price was right? Or do you still trust the traditional brands more? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, because I really want to hear your opinion on this one. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to Drives, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest luxury car reveals, EV reviews, and future automotive technology. Trust me, the next generation of cars is getting crazier every single year, and you do not want to miss what's coming next right here on Drives.